Hi, Cooper Glover 1972, back with another video. I think we're at video number 35 or 36. I'm not sure. You'll see it anyways in the title for the video. So as I said before, I was going to get to the end of the bookcase, and in this particular video, that will be accomplished. Anyways, so after that, I'm going to go to the top of the bookcase. There are a lot of films on top of the bookcase. Some are lying horizontally, and then the other ones are lying vertically and back against the wall. And there's quite a few. And I don't think one video is going to cover them all, the ones on top. It'll probably take probably at least three, maybe more, like five, quite a bit. And then, so towers, other bookcase, and the four boxes. But I'm digressing again, and let's get to looking at the other movies, the ones I have in the bookcase. I also, after I show you these last few that are in the bookcase, I picked up some movies just recently. I decided to show them in this video. I think I've seen all three of them before, but I got them for free, and I don't pass that up. I had a video that I did a little while ago, a few months back, said some DVD pickups and some shout-outs. Those DVDs that I picked up in that particular video, I got all of them for free because I work at the library. So I picked up a few more for free at the library, and I just wanted to show you those. And I thought why not include it in this video? So that's what I'll do. Anyways, so we got the first thing, which is the Sin City box set. I don't know if I've looked through this entirely, but it's a really nice box set. Recut and extended edition is the ultimate Sin City DVD collection and features a never before seen re-edited version of the original motion picture, the original theatrical release, and an extensive brand new bonus material. The acclaimed hit from director Robert Rodriguez delivers explosive stories straight from the pages of Frank Miller's hit series of Sin City graphic novels, and stars Bruce Willis, Jessica Alba, Mickey Rourke, Jamie King, Clive Owen, Brittany Murphy, Rosario Dawson, Devon Aoki, Alexis Beadle, Benicio del Toro, Elijah Wood, Nick Stahl, Michael Madsen, Carla Gugino, and Michael Clark Duncan. It's got a commentary with Robert Rodriguez and Frank Miller, one with Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino, an audio track featuring a recording of the Austin audience reaction. It's got 15-minute film school with Robert Rodriguez. If you can buy a few Robert Rodriguez movies, I highly suggest it. What I'm thinking, well, I don't know. I mean, what I'm thinking of is there's a movie he made for $7,000 called El Mariachi. He wrote a book in conjunction with it called Rebel Without a Crew. And at a certain point, I'm going to show you my film books, but he shows you how you can make a film for like $7,000 or less. One of the things he advises, Sin City is further up the ladder, and but with El Mariachi was his first feature. One of his pieces of advice is he says use what you have available to you and create a story around that. But he has things like 15-minute film school. He has that on El Mariachi too, I believe. The long take, 14 uninterrupted minutes of Tarantino segment. Sin City Live, Night at Antone's, Filmmakers Cast and Crew Party, 10-minute cooking school with Robert Rodriguez, How It Went Down convincing Frank Miller to make the film, a hardtop with a decent engine, the cars of Sin City, trench coats and fishnets, the costumes of Sin City, making the monsters, special effect makeup, the movie in high speed green screen, all green screen version, booze, broads, and guns, the props of Sin City, special guest director Quentin Tarantino, Sin Crony City, interactive game and teaser and theatrical trailers. Anyways, yeah, I think a lot of this film is shot in front of a green screen, and then the background is provided later on. Trying to figure out how to open this. I don't remember how I open this. I think the bottom is where I get it. No, that's not it. Oh, I had to slide this off, I believe. And how did it come off? Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Yeah, so. Oops. Yeah, the Sin City there. You got a booklet with this. You got the 2 DVDs there, and you get a booklet, which I think is just a graphic novel, basically. You get this. Oops. So, yeah, I think it's just, yeah, it's a graphic novel, basically. I would say that I find graphic novels interesting. I just don't really read them, you know. But it looks pretty cool. I guess it's something I don't really read. I don't really read graphic novels. Basically, I read film books, or I like reading history or biography. I think I mentioned in a previous video that I listen to books on CD in the car, and I find that a good way to, if I don't have enough time to read a book at home, or maybe if I want to read another book and gain some ground on getting to read something, I'll take something out of the library and I'll listen to it on audio. So right now I'm listening to Mao Zedong, the first leader of the Communist Party of China, a biography about him, which is pretty fascinating. And the previous one I listened to was Rise and Fall of the Third Reich, which I bought because only like one library in Connecticut had it, and I probably had to make a copy of it. I decided to buy it even though it's kind of expensive. I've listened to a whole bunch of books, like Malcolm Gladwell books, Thomas Friedman, a book on Nixon and Kissinger, one on George Washington, one about the Pilgrims, one on the Beatles, one on the 1967 Best Picture race. Yeah, so I enjoy listening to, I like nonfiction more than fiction. Well, yeah, I do, I guess. But I don't mind reading fiction, but I don't feel I gravitate towards it because even with novels, I tend to watch the film. And if I read the novel first, I have this preconceived notion of how the film should be, and I don't want that to color my judgment. So I basically don't read novels that much. I like to read the classic novels, like Dostoevsky and Norman Mailer and Kurt Vonnegut, but if it's like a popular book, chances are I'm probably not going to really read it, or I really have to be prodded, or I have to express enough interest in it to want to read it. But I like history books, and I like biography. I enjoy that a lot, and of course film books. And there are other things I'm interested in too, like art, painting and sculpture. I'm interested in music, but I don't know a lot about it. I don't know what an A minor is and all that stuff. And I've been shown a little about how it works, the like flats and chords and scales. But I've done some GarageBand stuff. I know I'm not talking about the videos right now. I'm the DVDs, but I'm just providing you with some talk. But I did some GarageBand DVDs on here, and those are some of my other interests. I like to listen to rock and jazz. I used to listen to classical. I still like classical. I just don't read it. I just don't listen to it as much anymore. Anyways, let's get back to these movies. This might not be a long video, I'm thinking. So here are the two films that I consider two of the best films of the 21st century. Two of my personal favorites. First one is No Country for Old Men. This won Best Picture the year it came out. Javier Bardem won a Best Supporting Actor. Really good movie. I think I had to give it a little more of a watch though than I have, because I have watched it a few times, but the ending I think I probably had to delve into a little bit more. But this is well done. I mean, the Tommy Lee Jones character coming to the crime scene after the crime is committed, like the Josh Brolin character never. I mean, Javier Bardem's character Anton Chigurh, he follows him, but I don't think we ever see them like together. We hear them talking on the phone to each other, but we never really see them in a scene together. I think. I mean, Bardem's character chases Brolin's character, but I don't think you really see them together. You might see them in silhouette, but that's the whole genius of the movie, because it's sort of like an Antonioni kind of thing, because it's showing you stuff, but because in movies the rule is you tend to show the most pertinent information. Don't show the stuff that comes before it that has no relevance to the story, doesn't keep the pace of the story from slowing down. But like with L'Avventura, you start a shot on like a bunch of buildings, and for 30 seconds that's all you see, and then the camera pans, and then you see actual people, and the story continues. So with this particular movie, you're seeing things like after they've happened, so you're not seeing all the scenes you would see in a regular movie. So it's kind of innovative, is what I'm saying. So this doesn't really have a ton of special features. It's got Working with the Coens, Making the No Country for Old Men, Diary of a Country Sheriff. And the acting is superb in this. Kelly MacDonald, I think her name is. She's a really good actress. She's been in a number of good movies, and television shows. She was in Boardwalk Empire. She played the love interest of what's his name? He was in Fargo. What's that guy's name? Oh boy, I should know this name, but you know his name. I probably, and I know, I just can't get it out of my mind. Well, if it comes to my mind later in the video, I'll mention his name. Yeah, I'm just having a brain freeze right there. Steve Buscemi. Yes, he plays the mayor of, I think it's the mayor of Atlantic City, Nucky Thompson. So she's in that. She was also in an episode of Black Mirror. If you have Netflix streaming, I highly recommend Black Mirror. It's where technology is used. All the high-tech technology we've been using is used for devious ends, not used to our benefit. And some of those episodes take place in a future that we could possibly reach in a certain point, and then some of it takes place in a more contemporary setting, closer to or around the time that we're living. So it's a really good show, Black Mirror, and I highly recommend it. And there was only like 3 episodes for season 1, maybe 8 for season 2, and season 3 maybe had 11 or 13, and that's it so far for it. If they put on another season, I'll be sure to watch it. So the other film that I regard as the greatest, one of the greatest films of the 21st century, and this is on. They had a poll recently of the best films of the 21st century, and this was like number 3 or 2. Number 1, and I'll show you that when we get there, but it's David Lynch's Mulholland Drive that a lot of critics consider the greatest film of the 21st century. But this one is a contender as well. It's like number 3 or 2. But I think I would go the distance. I would say this is better than Mulholland Drive. I like Mulholland Drive, but I think this might be a little bit better. And that is Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood with Daniel Day-Lewis, which he won a well-deserved Oscar for. This is about a man. There's not really that much in it. There's no special features. This is about a man. He's very greedy, and he'll stop at nothing to achieve more wealth. He finds a baby, an infant, and it's not his son, I believe, and he touts his this kid he's raising as his son, and tells the son that he's his son, but he's basically using him to get the sympathy of the people of I don't remember the name of the place in California where he's digging oil, but he wants the oil, so he's going to do whatever he has to do to get it. And they want a church built, so he helps get the church built. But he doesn't really have faith. I think he might be an atheist, Daniel Plainview. He is a person that says this is his brother that comes to visit him, but I think he's an imposter, but he doesn't meet good ends either. He tries to grab a piece of land, and he's forced at gunpoint to go to church with this guy. But at the end of the film, he's very wealthy, but his son deserts him, or an adopted son, or what have you. And the other big character in this is played by Paul Dano, and his name is Eli Sunday, who's like a Pentecostal preacher, and he asks the Daniel Plainview character asks him, say that I'm a false prophet and Jesus is the superstition or something like that, and he says repeat it again and repeat it again. And he does a great line that he says, if I have a milkshake and you have a milkshake and I have a straw, and I put my straw in your milkshake and I suck it up, I drain your milkshake, and then they get into this physical battle physical fight, and he just loses his cool Daniel Plainview's character. Yeah, I just like this film because this man, he basically has no remorse, no guilt, which might sound like somebody in the recent news. He will stop at nothing to achieve his wealth. And but I don't know. I mean, the Paul Dano character is not an angel either, really. I mean, he's using the Daniel Plainview character to get what he needs, and he's more of a sensationalist than a authentic person, I would say. They're both kind of bad in certain ways. They're both kind of unredeemable. Yeah, so Yeah, so this is just one of the best films. Beautiful cinematography. This is shot. Paul Thomas Anderson. I think he wanted this shot on film because at this particular time period, 2000, 2007. Um, digital technology was being used in some movies, but I think Anderson insisted on this being shot on film, and it was shot on a certain aspect ratio. It was sort of, I think it was shot on a certain film format or a certain film, maybe a film camera that wasn't too common by that point. So, but the result is very good. How they shot this movie, and the music's great. It's um, very abstract, surreal score. I don't know if surreal is the right word, but this very modern, abstract kind of score, um, and the use of sound. Yeah, so this is just a brilliant movie. So we'll finish this video off. I don't know if I'll get into detail about these films, but these are some videos I picked up, DVDs, I'm sorry. So first one, Shawshank Redemption. Good movie. I'm pretty sure everybody knows about this movie with Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman. It's a really uplifting movie. It's about a guy who gets thrown in jail for a crime he didn't commit, and then he's got to figure out how to live a meaningful life. And he sort of shows the prisoners, his fellow prisoners, like how they can find meaning in their life. And what I think that'd be the way to put it. That that you can find a silver lining even when you're in the darkest of situations. Next one is Harrison Ford, Fugitive. I have this on tape, but when I saw it on DVD, I had to get it. It's got some special features on here, behind the scenes documentaries, Derailed, Anatomy of a Train Wreck, and On the Run with a Fugitive, feature-length audio commentary by Tommy Lee Jones and director Andrew Davis, and all new introduction with the film stars and creators. So this is just a great action movie. My mother thought I was a little crazy when Harrison Ford jumps from that gorge, because like no one would survive that. But you suspend your belief with this kind of a movie, and it's just a fun watch and really well put together, really well put together screenplay. And then last up, we got Room with a View. The wrapping still on this. It's got Helena Bonham Carter, Maggie Smith, Daniel Day-Lewis, of course, of There Will Be Blood, Denholm Elliott, and Julian Sands. I also I don't know if I talk about Daniel Day-Lewis in my Scorsese video. Maybe I just list his name, but he's a good actor. He really is good at playing Daniel Plainview. He's good at playing Bill the Butcher in Gangs New York. Good at playing Lincoln. He's really Age of Innocence. My Left Foot. He won for My Left Foot, There Will Be Blood, and Lincoln. And when we get to Spielberg, I will show you my Lincoln Blu-ray, which I think is still in the wrap, which I still in plastic wrap, because that's another one I picked up at the library where I work. I'm not going to get into anything about this, but this is just a period piece, and I think I have seen this movie. I haven't seen this film since like the late '80s or early '90s. So probably the '80s I saw this film. So I can't really remember this movie, but at some point I'll pop this into the Blu-ray player and maybe take a look at it. So that's the video. We finished the second bookcase, except for the fact that there's DVDs and some, I think, some Blu-rays on top. Well, there's DVDs on top. There's a few Blu-rays on top, at least. And there's a lot up there. But I think that's what we'll tackle next. And then I'll have to deliberate whether I go to the towers or I go to the bookcase underneath. Maybe I'll go to the towers because I have the director's, like on my bookcases, I have subject matter or country or directors all joined together, grouped together. So maybe I'll go to the towers after I do the top of the bookcase. Maybe that's the way to go. So I think that's going to be the last video for today. I think maybe I'll try and do some more tomorrow. But I enjoy doing these. I hope I didn't bore you with this one. I know I digressed maybe for 3-5 minutes on book reading and history and biography, but I thought I'd, maybe show you another side of what I like and all that kind of stuff. But in the next, maybe I'll try and stick to talking about movies in the next videos that I do. But maybe I'll have an aside here or there to just talk about something else. But I don't know. I'm just kind of babbling here. But anyways, leave your comments. Any kind of if I'm wrong on something, correct me. Or if you have something else to add to the conversation, go ahead. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. And thanks a lot for watching. And I'll see you soon. Okay. All right. See you later. Bye.